Saturn, the sixth planet from the Sun, and one of the most beautiful planets in our solar system. The average daily temperature on Saturn is minus 180 degrees. Saturn has a mass of 95 Earths, but if you fill a bathtub with enough water, Saturn would float in it. And the atmospheric composition is not the only thing. Saturn has huge rings that would fit between Earth and the Moon. And the biggest, as you can see, the opening is the size. It's larger than our own Moon and larger than Mercury. It's 4,000 kilometers wide. That's bigger than Mercury, and also Saturn has some moons inside the rings, like Pan, and this one here, Mimas, is the closest moon to the rings as those others. Mimas has been experiencing an impact. That's why is it most known for. As you can see, this crater, if the object that created it was a little bigger, Mimas would end up in Saturn's rings. Oh my god, I'm making mistakes. Like I'm mentioning Mars. But never mind. And Saturn has some pretty strong storms. The most famous one is on its pole. It's hexagonal storm on the North Pole. In this blue area, there is a storm that it's a hexagon-shaped storm. I'll speed up the time a little so I can show you the rings. Here are the rings. From afar, they look like dust but if you get closer, you'd see rocks that are the size of a pebble to the rocks that are the size of a house. So Saturn really has some really cool features, and its most mysterious ring is the E ring, which this moon is orbiting in that area where the E ring should be. So scientists believe that this moon causes the E ring, and it has geysers of water that are jetting out, because as the moon is orbiting the Saturn, its gravity is influencing the core, squeezing it and stretching it out, and the pressure causes the water to pump out and create the E-ring. And you might think the water just jets out like crazy, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just comes out of the cracks, then it freezes right away because it's so cold outside. It's almost minus 200 degrees Celsius. And storms on Saturn are raging over 1.5 thousand kilometers per hour. At the equator, they are the fastest storms, and its lightning storms can catch around the whole planet. Next moon is Iapetus, Tethys, which is pockmarked by some craters. There are it has an icy surface. It's an ice moon, and ice mixed with some rock, and it also has some big craters and punch holes because there were impacts before. And there is a moon, Dione, and this one has, as you can see, this has this tear on the surface, as you can see. These are the real images, by the way, they're not. As you can see, these cracks here, they're caused by the ice. That's because the surface has some ice on it, and it takes 2 days to orbit Saturn. And it's not that far from Saturn, since it's taking it so short to orbit. As you can see, the planet is right there. Even though it's not real time, still the planet looks very beautiful. And rare. This moon is believed to have rings too. It's 1.5 thousand kilometers wide. And it's a very small moon. And Saturn is also considered a mini solar system. Next moon we're gonna check out is one and only, and second largest moon in our solar system, Titan. It's larger than our planet Mercury. So still, if it could orbit the Sun by itself, it would be considered a planet. This rock has an atmosphere of nitrogen and methane and a lot of those gases, and is believed to have water on the surface that condenses and turns into rock, an ice rock. And yeah, it has a liquid on water, like it's considered to have like methane lakes, and as you can see, this could be created by methane, these black patches of. Before, scientists believed that that's only sand, but upon closer research that they realized that was methane. Titan is a very cold object. It's minus 180 degrees. And the next moon is really close to this moon, and it's Hyperion. Hyperion looks like a thrown away sandwich. Looks like more like if you take a sandwich and just squeeze it with your arm, and this is what you get. Well, sometimes, and this is a small rock that orbits Saturn. And it's got its name by its pop-marked craters. As you can see, there are lots of these holes, as you can see on the surface of it. And it's a pretty small rock. It takes like 3 or 4 days to orbit Saturn. And Saturn is the gravity is so small that you can walk on it if it had a surface, just like on Earth. And the Mastara moon, Iapetus, it has one side dark and one side white. You know, like it has been remade. Anyways, that was it. Saturn is known to have, and these rings are a mystery. They have 7 main lines, and each one has hundreds of ringlets. But it's believed that in 10 million years or so, the rings would disappear from the planet. And it's over 1 billion kilometers away from the Sun. And it's 95 times as large as Earth. And the day lasts 10 hours and 20 minutes. As of here, it takes it 30 years to orbit the Sun. And the surface temperature is pretty low, minus 178 degrees Celsius. Atmosphere composition is hydrogen, helium, and other gases, 3%. And it's believed that, as you can see, its day is 10 hours and 20 minutes. And also Saturn has a big magnetic field, just like Jupiter has. And this is also a mini solar system with all the moons and everything. So hey, if you want me to talk about another planet, let me know in the comments. Next one is Uranus. So see you then. Bye.